Hello everybody, welcome to Tokyo, this live stream. In this live stream we're going to be talking about a survey that ANA Airlines, one of my favorites, All Nippon Airlines is one of the national carriers of Japan, one of the best flights that I've ever been on. It's the services, from A to Z are usually quite stellar. And if you have a passport, I guess this one right here, a US passport, Australian passport, any other nationality, flying to Japan is really not even possible unless you're on a booking one of these group tours, which nobody seems to want to do. If you have a Japanese passport, though, this is my wife's, you can travel anywhere you want. You don't have to go through the same procedures that Japan puts the foreign tourists. This is reciprocity. God, I can't even say that word. Basically, Japanese tourists can go anywhere that they want to, and you cannot come to Japan, which is not really fair. But there is a lot of work going on that might change this, and I hope sooner than later. Again, I think the travel industry in general is pushing very, very hard to open up in October, including ANA, including this, which is a survey that was sent to Singapore. And thank you to King, who sent this to me via Patreon mail. I appreciate the link. This is a survey to better understand valued customers better. I like the effort that ANA is doing right here to try to get people to give information to help them understand. Again, we did a live stream on this channel about 4 days ago with almost 1,000 responses from people. How do you feel about not going to Japan, and what would you do if you did? What would help you get to Japan? And the responses have been incredible. Not only did people tell where they're from, they also told their stories about the challenges that they've had to go through, their thoughts on the processes currently, and the thoughts on what would get them to come back to Japan. And a great number of them are going to Korea, Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, other locations. And this is a huge loss for Japan. Even transit passengers can't even shop or go to restaurants when they come through Japan, which makes no sense. At least get them to buy duty-free. Come on. There's lots of really wonderful sake breweries that would love to sell just a little bit more to passengers going through the airport. I'm sure those passengers are going to need a little bit of booze after the processes, the long flight and the process that they got to go through. We're going to take this survey. Hey, Bradshaw Studio. We're gonna take this survey to help ANA based on our feelings, and you might be able to help me out as well. The survey is only from the 19th to the 21st of August. Today is the 20th of August, Saturday. So let's respond now. This should be fun. All right, please choose our age. Okay, I am 40 to 49, but I'm really a lot younger than that. Please choose from the following: your nationality, status of residence: Singaporean, Japanese, expatriate employee, Japanese living in Singapore, other nationality. Okay. What is your current occupation? YouTuber. Self-employed. I guess it would be self-employed, no? Civil servant, part-time. All right, self-employed. All right. Do you wish to visit Japan? I don't know if likely is the what. Do you wish? I think it's yes or no, isn't it? Very likely. I wish. When do you wish to visit? Like ASAP. By the end of this year. When you visit Japan, what are your concerns? This is interesting because these are some of the things that they're asking potential visitors about coming from the airline. Border restrictions of your departing country. I'm not really worried about that because, and likely and unlikely doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Requirements for PCR testings. You know, the United States doesn't really have that. Requirements for visa. Oh, wait, I am very concerned about that. I think it's ridiculous. 72 hours before the flight. Requirements for visa. Yeah. This is dumb. Number of COVID-19 cases in Japan. Yeah, not that much. Unable to travel independently. Oh my gosh, look at this. Unable to travel. This is the number one reason why so many people aren't going. This is, when you visit Japan, what are your concerns? Like, does very likely mean travel budget? That's always not. When you visit Japan, what are your concerns? Does very likely mean I'm very concerned, or very likely I will do this? Can anybody explain to me? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you guys... is that very like? What do you think? Is it very likely means very likely to be concerned? Okay, thank you, Jake. All right, I think we got it right. So we're very likely to be concerned about the requirements for the visas and the inability to travel independently. All right, Cody, yes, concerned. Okay, concern level high. All right, question 7. Have you traveled internationally after the pandemic? Yes. If border requirements of Japan are the same as destinations you have traveled after the pandemic, would you wish to visit Japan instead? these are the same. These are really good questions. If border requirements of Japan are the same as destinations you have traveled after the pandemic, would you still visit Japan instead? If they're the same as other destinations, yes, I would visit Japan. If border requirements, I think they didn't translate this very well. It's like I have to think about this. Like, I always think they're trying to trick me or something. I think this comes from taking a lot of driver's tests where the police are trying to trick you to find mental patients or something out there that shouldn't be driving. If border requirements of Japan are the same as the destinations you have traveled to, let's say the United States, would you wish to visit Japan instead? So if Japan and the US had the same requirements, would I visit Japan? Yes, of course. I would absolutely visit Japan instead of the United States, my home. When you purchase tickets to Japan for leisure trip, how important is the ticket flexibility? That's important. Can I refund my ticket? Yeah, it's very important. Come on now. Especially during the pandemic. And by the way, let me just shout out ANA. Some people have been asking, so I found it for you. ANA has this thing on their website. They say that we can accept changes to your ticket or refunds without any fees due to the expansion of COVID-19 if, this is interesting, it becomes difficult to board a reserved flight due to reinforcements of immigration policy in Japan. If for some reason you can't go to Japan, they will refund your ticket without any fees. They have it written here on the website, so that's all really good news. So I make sure that the airline has something like this written, and you might want to print out a copy just to refresh their memory if they change their policy. This came out March 14, 2022. So despite the ongoing ridiculous processes, ANA is doing a great job of making sure that you get your money back if you can't fly. So thank you. That's another reason to fly ANA and Japan carriers. All right, number 10. If you purchased, this is fun. This is fun for me. Like I'm seeing it. Right now, I live in Japan, but I'm seeing the other side. I'm doing this as if I am a Singaporean, because this is for Singaporeans. So if you purchase, and a lot of other countries have this poll, by the way. If you purchase tickets to Japan for leisure trips, how likely are you to choose each of the fares? Okay, this is more about the airline. Fares, very expensive, date change, refund, free of charge. I would pay a little bit. I would pay more for these. Yeah. Fares, expensive, date change, very expensive. I can't understand the question, to be honest with you. Fares, inexpensive, date change, yeah, very likely. I can't understand the question. Does anybody understand this question here? If you purchase tickets to Japan for leisure trips, how likely are you to choose each of the fares? Are you likely to choose very expensive fares? what is that, first class or just really expensive economy? So I'm not likely. Okay, let's say I'm likely. Who knows? I can't understand the question. Fares average, I'm likely. Inexpensive, yeah, like I'm just gonna put likely because I can't understand it. When in doubt, choose B or C. Somebody said B. If you don't know the answer, choose B. I failed many tests with that rationality. Question 11. What are your key values in your daily life? Whoa, my values they want to know? Wow. To be honest, fair, and loving to my neighbors. Please choose top 3 key values and rank them from 1 to 3. Wow, really? Expressing identity. Well, I'm a YouTuber. You would think that this would be very important. Like to express my fashion and makeup. No, it's not so. I don't really care about expressing my identity. Let's see what the other topics are here. Being safe and well. That's pretty important. Time out. Desire to rest. I put that, pretty good. Creating attachment. Social interactions. I'll put that as 3. I like socially interacting. Feeding curiosity. Oh, that's number 1 until I can find something better. Self-enhancement. Ooh, do you mean like surgery? Conscious contributions. I care about environmental issues and giving back to something other than ourselves. I really like that. Okay, I'm going to put that as 2. And if it's not one of the things that's in my daily life, it's one of the things I aspire to. Personal freedom. I take the ability to make my own choices. Well, that sounds better than conscious contribution. I want personal. This is hard. Jay, this survey is only for Singaporeans, unless you're Singaporean. So feeding curiosity, personal freedom, and conscious contributions. Let's see here. Well, you know what? I value encounters with other people. I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer, is there? Is there a right or wrong answer? No, we're not being graded on it. To be honest, these choices are weird. I find value and attachment in experiences and objects. Creating attachments. I'm not attached to like an otaku, like dolls and stuff. I don't talk to, actually okapi. Lead a fulling life. I am highly health conscious. Take care of my daily diet and exercise. I try to do that. All right, there you go. Okay, there you go. Here's my 1, 2, 3. I don't know what it was. Feeding curiosity for sure. All right, next. Oh, okay, that's it. Thank you for the cooperation. We look forward to welcoming you on board one of the ANA flights very soon. See details. Do they tell me if I like a score? Do I get an A to B? No, that's it. Okay. All right, that was the poll. It's enlightening, isn't it? They're asking questions about if the border. They understand. So basically, what I learned through this survey is they understand that people aren't going to Japan and they're picking other destinations. Now they charge your credit card. I hope not. I don't think it's registered to my ANA card. I have like 100,000 ANA miles or something. I think I can get to the bronze level this year. That means you can get like lounge access maybe. But I get that through the credit card anyways, I think. I don't know. Anyone know anything about now? What? They know everything about you now. Maybe. There's nothing to learn. They can just watch the channel and learn it all. I just give rating 5-star airlines and then they comment very nice and beautiful. Laugh my ass off. They charge your... I'm afraid that worked for ANA before and heard some great things about the airline. What if that was a fake poll and I'd just been phished and they just installed something on my computer? King, are you sure that was the right link? Just kidding. I'm sure it was. It had an ana.co.jp in the title. Jay, I don't know why it's only Singapore, but I do know that other people in, I think, Hawaii or certain other regions are being sent this poll. And it looks like because Singapore got this, that they might be fast-tracked to be one of the countries that has entry into Japan with no limitations. I think Singafish Airlines. Is that because they're fishing? I think that Asian countries, the neighboring Asian countries, are more in tune with Japanese culture, based on the community comes first kind of thing, perhaps, than Western cultures. So I don't know. But I think Singapore and Korea and Taiwan and Hong Kong and Philippines, perhaps. Guam, maybe. I don't know. Hawaii, because there's a lot of Japanese Americans there, might be fast-tracked into being able to come to Japan without tour packages. And my gut, which is expanding quite largely, thank you, I can't go to the gym, because at least that's my excuse, because of the 7th wave, it's just not worth it. It should be. My gut says that the next step in September that they announce is the lifting of the package tour requirement for certain nationalities. I don't know if the US is going to be in that first wave, but I'm pretty sure that Singapore is going to be in there, and I have a good feeling on Australia, because a lot of Australians have been visiting Japan, and the population is smaller, and there's less airports. Not a lot of people go through Australia to get to Japan, so most people going through Australia to get to Japan are Australians or Kiwi, New Zealanders. So that might be a pretty good indicator. I think September they're going to announce that, and I don't know when the rest of the world can come to Japan, but my guess is it's going to come in a wave like this. If you are interested in knowing, this is going to be a short and sweet live stream. If you're interested to knowing more and you want to stay on top of the situation here, I want you to go to the MOFA website, and I put the link in the description here. MOFA is do you see this right here? Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Japan. They have all the information published here, and they update it regularly. This one is updated August 19th, which is yesterday. And you can look at the visas here. It says the validity of visas prior to 2021 have been suspended, except for those with spouse or residence, etc. So all this is in here, and I would bookmark this page and continuously check up on it. Everybody needs a visa. Even right now, and if the situation changed, you're going to need a visa. And they started this e-visa, I think, for Japan. There's the work holiday programs. Everything is listed so nice on this website. The long-term chart visas, the Japan pre-entry tuberculosis screening. Like, what? I didn't even know that existed. And they even have a Q&A. Tell me why you rejected my visa application. That's one of the Q&A. I wanted to go to Japan. Do I need a visa? Yeah. It says here, some people of some countries do need a visa if the period of stay in Japan is under... I think everybody needs to get a visa right now. Exemption of visa, short-term stay. Foreign nationals who have a stay. Currently, all foreign nationals who are recognized to be special exemptions and wish to enter need to apply for a visa. So there it is right there. So you need to have your visa. Even Americans need to have a visa. So it's all listed there. What you need, etc. It's kind of cool. But why can't I reapply immediately after my visa application? Like, all this stuff that you might be asking me is here. I want to postpone my travel until when my visa is valid. I've lost my passport. Okay. Others. So that's all there. MOFA. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is the site you want to go to. So if you have questions about what you can bring into the country, you have questions about the visa process and anything, bookmark that page. It's very useful, and I'm constantly looking at it as well. The Japan e-visa program, I believe, started recently. E-visa is right here. So I think this is why everybody, including Americans and Europeans and Australians, you're all going to need to go through this online visa application. Just Google Japan e-visa, V-I-S-A, e-visa right here, system, and it'll explain it to you. You're going to need to know this eventually. Online visa application page, the flow of the process, everything is laid out pretty good, but I hate it when they have all of these hoops that you have to go through in order to do it. But America's the same way. America, the United States, has this ESTA, and a bunch of other countries have this pre-registration digitally before you enter. Japan has now enacted this, so I wanted to show it to you since I'm in front of the computer here. Verify the type of visa necessary. Enter in the information. It's just an application. The results of the application sent to your email. Please pay if necessary. And then payment requirements. E-visa is issued after the payment. It's free. I think it's more like a pre-registration. I think this is the way that's going. Everyone's going to need a visa. It's not the same type of thing as back in the 1990s when I traveled. And my passport is incredible. It is just filled with like these super interesting visas. I love the ones from Australia, and Panama is one of my favorites. It's so big. The Panamanian visa stamp. There's one from India. I got lots of stamps. They're cool. But this is an e-visa, and I've recently noticed that a lot of countries don't even stamp your passport anymore, which stinks because it's kind of an official cool thing from each country you go to. So I hope that Japan keeps stamping those passports. Has anybody else ever asked, please stamp my passport? I know Hong Kong wouldn't stamp my passport. There were like a few other countries that wouldn't stamp it. I think there's some countries in the Middle East won't stamp it because then you can't go to Israel, or vice versa. So there's lots of different reasons why some countries wouldn't stamp it. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, Hong Kong wouldn't, and Singapore wouldn't last time, I think. I don't know why. U.S. stamps. I don't think they always did, though. I have a passport with 100 pages. My first backpacking passport. It's completely full. The stamps are fascinating. It's part of the history of my travel. It's like basically tells you the dates of all these countries you were in, and it's a history of my travel. For those that don't know, if you want to support the channel, I have a postcard club, and every month I have postcards that I send out. This is the lavender in Furano in Hokkaido, and there is a volcano steaming gas in the background from Japan. And I'll send these from Tokyo Station, so there's a Tokyo postmark, and the stamp collection for this year is the 100 years of Boy Scouts in Japan. And if you're lucky, you might get some saluting Boy Scouts that includes a Girl Scout, which is so it says it's 100 years of the Boy Scouts of scouting. Okay, so it's not just the Boy Scouts, of all scouting. So that's good. So there's Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts involved here, and you might get one of these stamps it's kind of cool. I always try to find really interesting stamps. That's a Boy Scout and Girl Scout food, which is basically curry rice, and then story time. It's pretty nice. We've got a few hundred postcard club members, so I'm really happy. I love sending it from Greenland to Argentina to South Africa and Zimbabwe and Zambia. We have postcard club members on every continent, all around the world. It's so much fun to send these out to you guys, so thank you. There's even a lavender ice cream cone in the corner here, which was really good. We ate that. Hey Naba, thanks for joining as a traveler. I think it's still half price right now. It's like 49 yen or 30 cents or something like that. If you guys want to sign up and support the channel, I do appreciate it. I'm going to be traveling a lot more. We're going to Hakodate. I just got back from Bunny Island, Rabbit Island, and yeah, we've got a bunch of trips planned for October. It's going to be a lot of jetting around the country. I'm traveling here in Japan, and hopefully over the course of the next couple of months, we're going to get another update on the news. And if the airlines are giving out these surveys, if other agencies are giving out these surveys like JTB and JNTO, that means they're taking very seriously the concerns of travel, and they are finding ways to convince the government. They're going to say, we got 10,000 Singaporeans to tell this survey, and it's pretty accurate. This is the feeling out there. And a lot of the things that we're doing, like when I ask you to write a comment here and tell me your situation and how you're feeling, people read these. I'm sure ANA, someone's probably going to watch this too, and I hope it can be useful. You know, my wife and I, we've been flying ANA for years, and they somehow they knew that we were on our honeymoon, and they gave us a very special message. I think maybe they're reading my Twitter. I'm just really thankful for the great service that we've been getting from ANA. I used to fly Japan Airlines too, but if I can, I try to pick ANA. I don't know why. Maybe it's the colors, or just a lot of good memories. I don't know. They have the Star Wars airplane. I don't know why I pick ANA, but I guess they're really doing their best, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the poll. And if I wasn't supposed to take that poll, the survey, I apologize. I did it as though I were a Singaporean and expressing my feelings of our Singaporean viewers. There you go. So if you have any questions, leave them below. I thank you all, and I'll see you in another live stream tomorrow. It's Saturday. I am now working to edit as fast as I possibly can for the main channel, so expect a video extremely soon now. Extremely soon. Bye, everybody. Pretty interesting. This e-passport. I guess check it out. I'll put the link in the description.